Alright, this video is on Chapter 5, Test Review. And what I'm going to do is we're going to go through and we're just going to read to you the answers to the multiple choice questions. And then if you're good, you got all of them right, you're done. Once you check your work. If you missed one, then you can fast forward the video, find the work that I did, and then see if you can figure out why you missed it. I've already done the work, so I'm hoping that this video is going to be really short, 10 minutes, thereabouts. And I'm just going to highlight and talk it through, and you may have to stop it and kind of figure out my work. Some of it's squished up, and some of it is more easily read. Okay? So number 1 is A, number 2 is B, number 3, A, number 4 was B, number 5 is C, number 6 is A, number 7 is A, number 8 B, number 9 A, number 10 D, number 11 A, number 12 C, number 13 A, number 14 D, number 15 is B, number 16 C, 17 D, 18 C, 19 D, 21 or 20 C, 21 B, 22 A, 23 C, 24 A, and 25 is D. Okay, so like I said, check the ones that you missed, fast forward the video and find those. Alright, so now I will go ahead and I will talk you through the work that I did. Alright, number 1, you're finding rate of change, and what you do is you take the two order pairs. These can be your x and this can be your y, and you can do rack them, stack them, subtract them. So that's what I did. I found a slope of 25 or 25 over 1, and I looked at my answer choice and it was $25 each day. So that's where is letter A. Number 2, again it's a rate of change, but all the rate of changes is finding slope. On this one you got to make sure you know the values of your y-axis and the values of your x-axis. The value at the bottom has a unit of 1. This has a unit of 100. So we went up 100 and over 3. Actually it has a value of 3. You have 3, 6, 9. It's really small. So you're going to go over up 100 and over negative 3. Up 100 over negative 3. So we got 100 over negative 3. Okay, so just make sure the value of your x and your y axis. So it's letter B. Number 3, just finding the slope, and again verifying the values of each of your x and y axis, and you're just going up 1, 2 over negative 1, 1, 2 over negative 1, and so that was your negative 2 is your slope. Alright, number 4, again we're just finding slope. So we're going to count up, which we went up 4 and over positive 1. Up 4 over positive 1, so my slope is 4. So it's letter B. Number 5, we're doing slope with order pair, and we did rack them, stack them, subtract them. And I have it set up on the side for you. Negative 3 over 2. C. Okay, the next one you're going to identify it as either 0 slope or undefined. Another word for undefined is no slope. So then we see that the line can make a Z for 0 slope, letter A. Okay, now we'll move back to the other side of the page. And again, on this one we're doing undefined or 0 slope, again, it makes the letter N. For no slope, another name for no slope is undefined. We're going to find the slope and the y-intercept. You verify that your equation is in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. It is, so our m is 7/6. My b is 6. And the order pair, or the order this is in, is this: the first number is your slope, the second number is your y-intercept, and that's why it's b. Number 9. We had to verify that it was in slope-intercept form, and it was not. So we did some work by moving things across the equal sign, making it negative 9x minus 36, getting y by itself, dividing by 3, and now we have a slope-intercept form right here. The slope is negative 3. The y-intercept, or the b, is negative 31. And that's why it's letter A. Okay, number 10, they gave us the slope. They gave us the y-intercept, and I just plug it into my y equals mx plus b form. Sorry about that. Alright, sorry about that. That was my daughter, so I put my phone on silent now. Alright, so where was I? Slope-intercept form. We're just inserting our slope, which is negative 5, and inserting the 8. And so now we look at our answer choices, and it's D. Okay. Next problem. Okay, number 11. Okay, once again, we're just writing in slope-intercept form. Our slope is 1/6. Our b is negative 1. So here's the equation, y equals mx plus b form, and I find the a. We're going to write the slope-intercept form of the equation for the line. First of all, we find out what the slope is. Went up 6/4, and we simplified it to 3/2. Put that in for the slope. Then I found out where it crossed on the y-axis, which was 1, positive, and then I wrote my equation, so it's letter C. Okay, over here to 13. Again, we're doing the same thing. We're trying to find a graph that matches this. So my slope was negative 1/5. My b is negative 3. I have 4 graphs here, and I kind of went through and I looked and I said, okay, I'm looking for a negative slope. This one's a negative slope. This is a negative slope. This is a negative slope because they're all pointing towards the negative numbers of a number line. And this was a positive, so I got rid of this one. That one's gone. Then I'm looking for where it crosses at negative 3. Well, negative 3 is here, and negative 3 is here. It's not that one, so we're not going to use this one, nor are we going to use this one. So I have 2 choices left, and now I need to find my slope. This one went up 1 and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's, that's why I chose this one. Because this bottom B went up 5 and over 1, and we need to go up 1 and over 5. Okay, number 13, or 14. X and Y intercept. And that is where you're plugging in 0 for your x. It's gone. Divide by 3, you get negative 6. And then we're going to put y is 0, divide by 2, your x is negative 9. So I kind of drew a picture down here to refresh your memory of what the x and the y-intercept are. The y-intercept is where it crosses the y-line. The x-intercept is where it crosses the x-axis. So now I look and I make sure that my answer choice matches. So I solve for y. My y-intercept is 0, negative 6. So my y-intercept is negative 6. So that gives me this choice. And that was the only one that would work because my x-intercept is 9. Alright, I'll try to get through this. Okay, so number 15, we are writing in standard form. You need to remember that it's ax plus by is equal to c. So, and it says using integers, that means get rid of the fractions. So we went through and we multiplied everything I saw by 3 first. Actually, I moved the x over to the other side to make it a negative 1/3. Then I multiplied everything by the denominator, which is 3. And so they cross cancel, and I end up with my answer choice here, which is negative x plus 3 is equal to, ooh, I chose the wrong one. It needs to be 9, so I need to make that correction. So it's D instead of B. Sorry about that. Okay, the next one, going down, number 16. So y is equal to negative 2. Y is next to z for a 0 slope. Find your negative 2, which is right here, and it's 0 slope, making a straight across line. It's number 16. Number 17, we're looking for a vertical line because it's x is equal to negative 3. Looking for an up and down vertical line, and at negative 3, it's right here, so it's letter D. Okay, the next one, we're putting it in point slope form, so you need to remember that point slope form looks like before you can do this. So it's y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. So I've got my point slope form, inserting the slope, and then choosing an order pair, and I look at the answer choices, okay, and they inserted the order pair. Negative, negative is positive, and then we just add that. So I got my answer choice here, and I got letter C. It was number 18. Alright, next one. Okay, the next one, number 19, is writing an equation in point slope form and then writing one in slope intercept form. So now we have our order pair, and I need to do rack 'em, stack 'em, subtract 'em to find out what the slope is. I found out my slope is negative 3. Then I chose one of the order pairs, and I look at the answer choices, which order pair they chose, and it looks like they chose the 1 and the 5 to work with. So I took those and I put them into the slope intercept form. Remember, it's y minus y1 is equal to m x minus x1. Okay, I did that. I keep change, have this, so this is my point slope form. Okay, and now I look at my choices, and it looks like the only choice that's going to work is this one. But then I'm going to go ahead and put it in slope intercept form. I know my slope is negative 3. I plug that in, and I solve for b, and I got my slope intercept form right here. Again, you can probably bypass doing that since there's only one choice that will work. Okay, number 20. Now these are kind of squished together, so I wanted to do it quickly, so I did the work, and we'll just try to figure out what goes with what. Okay, are the graphs parallel? Okay, parallel lines, you need to figure out what the slope is, because we need to look for lines, slopes that are the same. So I've got 4 over 3 for this slope. The next equation, I had to do my work, put it in slope-intercept form. So here's where it started, and here's where it ended up in slope-intercept form. My slope is 4/3, so yes, they are parallel since the slopes are the same, and the y-intercepts are different. This is 13/3, and this slope-intercept is 20. 21, it says write an equation for a line that's parallel. You need to remember parallel lines use the same slope. So the slope that we are going to use will be -5, because that's the slope of this equation. So I took my -5, plugged it in, solved for b, took my x and y, put them in, did the math, got -27. I looked for -5x minus 27, and that's b. Okay, we're doing the same thing, finding another parallel line using the same slope is 6/5. Came from our equation that's already in slope-intercept form. Plugging your x and y in, solving for b. So I'm going to scroll down so you can see the work. I got a -7, +6/5 minus 7, letter A. Again, if you're not sure what I did, go back, study it. If you have questions, come see me before school so that you can make sure you can do well on the test. Okay, we're almost there. 23, perpendicular lines. Okay, and I've got a lot of work here. I'm going to try to just highlight it for you. You need to go through on each of those to find out if they're perpendicular lines and put them each in slope-intercept form. So I did my work over here, and I got it in slope-intercept form. And the slope was 7/4. I took the second equation, and I did my work, and I got it in slope-intercept form. And I found out my slope was 1/4. Is 1/4 and 7/4 the same? No. Are there reciprocals flipped over, opposite sign? No. Okay, they're both different, so that's how I got neither. So they are not perpendicular, they're not parallel, they are neither. Okay, same question for the next one. Again, you need to put it in slope-intercept form. The first one, equation is done for us. It's right here. Here's my slope. So I wrote it out so I could see it. I did my work for the second, put him in slope-intercept form. I found out here's my slope-intercept form. Here's the new slope. Now, are they the reciprocal? Are they flipped over opposite sign? And they are, and that's why it's perpendicular. Okay, the very last one is you're going to find an equation that is perpendicular to the original one. Okay, the slope that they gave us is 2/3. To find perpendicular lines, it's flipped over, opposite sign. You're going to go through and do the math, and we're going to find our b value. So now we have, using the new slope, -3/2 plus, and it's always plus b, plugging in the order pair, doing the math, we got a -4 for our b. So now we've got -3/2x minus 4. Okay, so I found that I did one error. Hopefully you can tell your friends if they didn't catch that or watch it. Alright, hopefully you did well on the test and you watched my video. Thanks.